move on. Let's talk about Justin Timberlake. Um, and this tour and stuff that he got going on. So poor Justin Timberlake, who's currently crying a river because, according to reports, not only did his latest album flop harder than the latest Camila Cabello and Normani single, but he's also struggling to sell out tickets for his Forget Tomorrow tour. Now, child, I knew this was coming because it's funny enough, when we talked about this the last time, we were talking about that he was struggling to sell tickets, I believe, in the UK dates at the O2 Arena. Like, he was struggling to sell that. But now the tea was coming out because I saw this. Shout out to Page Six, which is, the gossip section of the New York Post. They're the ones that spilled this tea about Justin. So it said Justin Timberlake may have taken too much of a hiatus in between albums and was involved in too much negative press surrounding the release of Britney Spears' memoir, causing fans to lose interest in the once popular megastar. A 6-year break from your mid-30s to your early 40s is a really long time for an artist. This is what music journalist Torre of the Griot told Paula Froelich of News Nation. Most of Timberlake's fans have aged out of caring about him. It's like the old saying goes, you don't retire, the audience retires you. The pop star released his 6th album, Everything I Thought It Was, on March 15th, his first since 2018's Man in the Woods. Another album that flopped, but I believe the tour definitely saved that record. But for the most part, that album was a flop. Now, while it debuted at number 19 on the Billboard Hot 100, a month later it had fallen off Billboard Hot 200 altogether. The singer's The Forget Tomorrow tour, his first in 5 years, is also experiencing lackluster sales. Instead of selling out arenas, tickets are available in all sections in almost every city, and the highest priced ones are going for only $900. Even worse, on Friday, the former NSYNC star went so far as to cancel his June 8th show in Columbia, South Carolina. On the concert's webpage, Ticketmaster states, unfortunately, the event organizer has had to cancel your event with no further explanation. Isn't that the same thing they did with J-Lo? But yeah, I had to hit her with a stray, but we're not going to hit her too hard. Let's focus on Justin. Okay, so it says, Timberlake, who's 43, has yet to comment on the Doom Show's status. Another factor that may be contributing to his recent dip in popularity is the October release of his ex Britney Spears' bombshell memoir, The Woman in Me. The I'm a Slave for You singer opened up for the first time about her tumultuous 3-year relationship with Justin, that was marred by an abortion at Timberlake's suggestion that his cheating with another celebrity. The I Love You singer also broke up with the songstress via text. Well, look, what's worse, text or a post-it? Now, if you know the post-it frame, if you know, put that in the comments. That was Sex in the City when Carrie got broken up via post-it. Text is the new poster child. But anyway, so it says in the tell-alls, Spears 42 revealed that she unalived a unborn child at 19, and that it was Timberlake's idea because he didn't want to be a father at the time. Because both their careers was taking off, and I feel like Britney is so down home and country that she would have been willing to forego the career to be a mother. Because they all having babies young down in the South. I mean, not just in the South, but it's more prominent in the South. Just like, look, our sister Jamie Lynn was a teen mom, right? So it says, I'm sure people will hate me for this, but I agreed not to have the baby. I don't know if it was the right decision. This is what she wrote in the book. If it had been left up to me alone, I never would have done it. And yet Justin was so sure that he didn't want to be a father. Now, in January, Spears apologized for her book's candor on Instagram by posting a clip of Timberlake with the caption, I want to apologize for some of the things that I wrote about in my book. If I offended any of the people I genuinely care about, I am deeply sorry. And here's the thing is, I still stand 10 toes down on this. I really wish Britney would have never apologized for what she was going through, because here's the thing. Justin Timberlake and so many other men have had the opportunity to say so many things about that girl for over 20 years into her career, and she sat silent. She didn't say anything. She let people say whatever the hell they wanted to say about her. The book was her opportunity to get her side of the story out there. But I guess typical of what people are expecting of women, and this is why a lot of times when I have conversations with women who are so quick to be, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, stop apologizing. Like, you said what you said, stand 10 toes down on it. I mean, within reason. But for the most part, if somebody treated you badly or people said what they said about you, you have every right to come and defend yourself and windmill them motherfuckers verbally, not physically, because you don't want to end up in jail for assault or misdemeanor. So verbally assault, verbally windmill on their ass. And I felt like she had every right to say what she wanted to say about Justin. And then at one point, what made it worse, remember, he said, I don't have to apologize to absolutely no effing body, whatever the phrase was. But if you know, you know. I keep referencing every time I go, if you know, you know. Ham and cheese on a roll with an orange drink and a bag of chips. You know, you know. But anyway, let me get serious and talk about this. So Brittany has every right to feel how she feels. And then what was it? Oh, yeah, I do have the phrase because he was at Irving Plaza when he said it. He said, I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely effing nobody. So even though she took the high road and apologized, he came across looking like a dick. Or maybe he was expressing his true self, which is he is a dick behind the scenes. But Brittany also deleted her apology, but came back with a new post saying, someone told me someone was talking ish about me on these streets or on the streets. Do you want to bring it to the court? Or will you go home crying to your mom like you did the last time? I'm not sorry. And that was, back because she mentions in the book that Justin was mad at her because she beat him in basketball. And her father was very big on the kids playing basketball. Like I remember her brother Brian played basketball, and she mentions in the book how he was hard on, how her father was hard on Brian when he would mess up with, really pushing him. And then Brittany also played basketball, and we've seen even in the video, I believe it was Outrageous with Snoop Dogg, which never aired. Or never happened because I think she injured herself. She was in the video with the back cap, the baseball cap on, and in the jersey and everything playing basketball. So Brittany has tomboy, tease about her, and she was very much an athlete and into sports. But I feel like it's a plethora of things. And I feel like at this point, we have beat a dead horse and we have constantly talked about this with Justin of like why everything went wrong. I do agree with everything that they said in here. I do believe he took too long releasing records. Back in the day, I guess you could do that and it was not an issue. You could pull a Sade and come back every 10 years and release a record. Now, not so much. You cannot, at this point, I think because Sade is so iconic, she could come out with a new album and people would support it because she's Sade. But when you are a Beyonce. I don't think Beyonce could take 6, 7 years off and people will still be there. She's got to, you have to continue to feed that beast. Taylor Swift, I don't think, could do the same thing, just like Justin Timberlake. And I feel like it also hurt Christina Aguilera's career, who I just heard recently has jumped ship. She's parted ways after 23 years. She's no longer with RCA. She's got a new label, which is within the Sony imprint. I believe it's like a Latin label or whatever the case is. And she's going to be releasing new music because the Spanish music is doing really well. The English language stuff, not so much, because I feel like she is suffering the same thing Justin has. Her fan base is falling off. She has her hardcore fans, but she had to find a way to reinvent herself. And I feel like with Justin, it's the same way. Like you can't be a male heterosexual pop act and just disappear for 5, 6 years and then come back with new music and expect those same fans to be there. I just feel like maybe fans more or less gravitate and respect women and will support women more than they'll support a male because no shade, maybe it's a little shade, but you know what? Male celebrities, a lot of y'all are boring. Like a lot of you male pop stars, y'all don't be giving what needs to be given. Usher is boring, which is why I think his album flopped too. But we already know what they expect when it comes to him. He could do a residency or whatever the case is. He could tour. He'll still do well. But for the most part, a lot of you male pop acts don't really be giving it like the girls do. And I feel like Justin Timberlake's gonna get up there in a little suit and them sneakers and run around the stage and he'll perform or whatever the case is, and people will support and people will like it or whatever the case, and that'll be that. But I just don't feel like he's not as popping as he used to be. And so now they're saying that he's struggling to sell, tickets to his tour. And I'm not surprised that all of this is going on. And I do feel like, the Britney, the book hurt him. And then, the stuff in the past about Janet Jackson, that has also hurt him. A lot of people like to neglect the whole Janet Jackson situation, but I do feel like that has played a significant role in why his album is not doing stuff either. It's, every time this is Super Bowl Sunday, as always, Justice for Janet is hashtagged all up on Twitter. And, people still be out here, complaining about how he was given another chance to perform when he was promoting Man of the Woods. He got to do a solo thing at the Super Bowl, and Janet is still kind of like, even though she is, out here doing her tours or whatever, she's still kind of sort of been kind of thrown away or blacklisted because of what happened. And it wasn't just her. So, she was not here by herself. So I don't know. I mean, I saw the opening night in Toronto. I think was the opening night when he was in Canada. It looked like the place was sold out, but that's Canada. There's other places he's supposed to be performing too. So I don't know. I need to look and see like how them tickets is doing. Cause Daily Mail, I remember they did one with J Lo. I should have probably looked on their page and said they did something about this Justin Timberlake story, and if they had like his seat chart, like how they had hers laid out, and he's struggling, just like she's struggling, but he not out here like her, where it looked like she had a only attitude when she was in prep. But I'm gonna say that story when I talk about Ben Affleck. A lot of story with him coming up. So let me know what you guys think of this story down below. Do y'all care about Justin Timberlake? Do y'all think that he need to wrap it up? Do you actually think, like I've been saying for the longest, that maybe it's time that after he's done with this, you need to give, the other members of NSYNC a call and be like, okay, let's do something. Because I don't think the Trolls movie did all that well. He had a song with NSYNC and them for that. Then he also has a song with NSYNC on the new album. Then he's also been bringing out NSYNC on this promotional tour before the album came out, where he's like dangling them in everybody's face because he knows everybody gets excited for it. And I think people are getting pissed off because you keep dangling this forbidden fruit in everybody's face. And then you gaslighting your fans. When the fans want NSYNC, and we already talked about it on the show, that what is it? Two of the was it Live Nation and another was it AEG, that they're in a bidding war trying to get NSYNC to get back together to do a stadium tour. And I do think there's an audience for it. So I think after this is over, in my opinion, NSYNC and NSYNC need to get back together, Justin included. Y'all need to get in the studio with some of the biggest producers. Maybe you need to get oh my God, what's his damn name? Ryan Tedder, get him on the line. Get Dr. Luke. No, not Dr. Luke, yeah. No, not Dr. Luke. What's his name? Max Martin. Get him on the line. Get some of these high profile pop producers. Get some good songwriters. Y'all can all have a hand in writing the songs and stuff too. And leave Timberland where he at. Leave his ass in Virginia if that's where he live, or LA. We don't need no more Timberland. That's another thing that Justin Timberlake too. He stayed with Timberland. Leave Timberland where he at. Timberland days is numbered. We ain't featuring Timberland like we used to back in the 2000s when he was hot. But get some high profile pop producers. Maybe go over to Sweden and pick some of those big, because that's what was making these beats and stuff with NSYNC and put them on the map. Get with them Swedish pop producers and get out here and give us some music and hit the road. Because I feel like we may not want Justin, but we do want NSYNC. And trust and believe, because we haven't seen them out here performing so long, like New Kids on the Block and Backstreet Boys have been doing. I think it's time for an NSYNC reunion. So let me know what you guys think down in the